trying to think though, like, are there any brands that have played it very safe that are huge? Like, I feel like any brand that has any sort of clout has taken some risks in some way. They have chosen, and maybe that's not like doing something outrageous or being the liquid death of their area, but maybe it's just as simple as like not focusing on everyone as their target demographic. They have chosen to focus on a subset of people versus the entire world.
I mean, I can't catalog every brand and answer the question when I'm sure I'm
Yes,
forgetting
you can. Come on, do it.
billions of them. But I would think that maybe I can think of some brands that are fairly big that are, I wouldn't say are super risky, they're fairly safe, but they were maybe risky in their times. Like, take McDonald's, for example. They kind of have everyone in their demographic, I think. Like, I don't know what their brand book looks like and if they would say that's the case, but everyone's eaten McDonald's a couple times, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and so I'm sure they have their core demographics they go after, but there's McDonald's in every street corner in America and even outside America. And they're not, unless I'm unaware of some crazy campaign or something that I'm unaware of. They're fairly safe, I would say, but they also pioneered fast food basically. Like the whole, like, from the Speedy system with the brothers in the beginning, the McDonald brothers, and then go watch The Founder for those who haven't watched it. And then now it's the drive-through and the fast food model, is super common. But they're pretty much the first one. So the nature of their business model, giving you pre-making your food and handing it to you minutes after you've ordered it, was kind of risky. Had people have to not stay in their cars, have to walk up to you or drive through in their cars. That was new, not a sit-down place. And so now, decades later, they seem not that risky, but they kind of won market share and never lost hold of it really. And so
Mm-hmm.
that's just one example. But I wouldn't say, yeah, I think they're doing pretty well and not being risky, but they became just like a part of everyday life. Like they're holding their plate as opposed to. So now, if you want to go tackle the giant, if you want to start selling burgers and fries now in 2023, you need to stand out a lot more because you got your Burger Kings and your Culvers and your Wendy's and your McDonald's and tons of them. You have to stand out more now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But they did have to, like you said, be risky in launching. They had to do things very differently in order to do what they wanted to do. And that's not necessarily directly related to the brand, but it helped the brand grow. There's a product supporting a brand right there.
Yeah, yeah, it's still part of like the
Yeah.
touch point. It's part of the brand experience how it went down. Anyways, that's a good question. I want to discuss. I can't definitively say there is or isn't, but I'm sure there's probably some brands that fall more to one side of or the other of risky success, safe success. But I don't know. I'll be thinking about that for a while.
Yeah, I feel like it comes down to, well, even if it's not like a risk, it comes down to like truly good branding comes down to like committing to something and then being that. And I feel like at least back when I was at your current agency, like I feel like that was a recurrent theme that we would see from clients. We'd do a bunch of brand work for them and then they would abandon it and do something that was outside of anything we had recommended or suggested, and
Yeah,
just because it didn't fit the excitement of the moment, and so they just were like, I want to do whatever I want to do, and whether that was the right thing or the wrong thing, time will tell. But
yeah. You bring up a good
it's
point.
hard to commit to a brand.
Yeah, you bring up a good point because we should define, like, when we say risky, it doesn't mean that you necessarily always need to be doing something that is on the edge of blowing up in your face and you're walking on eggshells. Like, risk is just, like you said, owning a clear direction, or standing for something or making something distinct where not everyone will love it. The marketing philosophy. If you're selling to everyone, you're selling to no one. Everyone's heard that and everyone can kind of repeat that, but so many organizations kind of try to do that because they're scared.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, yeah, we're okay to have our love group and have people who are outside of that, but they just don't know which one. They're scared to pick and decide this is going to be our group. And so by risky, that's what I'm trying to say is, like, to go after a certain demographic and be okay that some people are not going to like that. If you have no one that dislikes your brand, you don't really have much of a brand, because you need, if you're going to have people who really, really, really like it, it's going to have an opposite. Some people who are going to really not like it, and that's okay as long as you
Mm-hmm.
know who you're about and sell to the love group.
Yep. Yep. Got to be okay not pleasing it.